And like I said before, and I think I said this last week, but I'm pretty sure I said it this week as well. If you find something which is impermissible in your business contract, if you are able to rectify it and remedy it, then that transaction is now halal. Let me give you an example, and this is a well-known example that you find even in the books of Fatawa. A person has bought a house based on riba-based mortgage. Is that house his? The answer is the house is his. Even if he knew it was haram, the answer is the house is his. But the ulama will basically say, go to the bank and say to them, listen, I don't want to pay anything extra riba. It's haram. It's not permissible for me, my religion, etc. I borrowed from you 100,000. I'm paying back 100,000. Chances are they probably won't accept it and they'll laugh you out the building. But if a person can do that, then that one was a riba-based contract has now become a halal contract, 100% halal contract. If you can remove the entity which is haram. Another example, a person goes to, this is a very important one actually, because this is actually increasing now and actually Muslims are getting involved with it. What is the ruling on me renting out my house? Okay, and they will typically do this with room sharing and students, etc. But this is my house. This is my house. In my house, there are 4 bedrooms. So I will get 4 tenants. And instead of me renting this house out for, I don't know, £1,200, I will charge each one of these rooms £400. That way I will get more money in return. The whole house would have been 1,200. But I will, rent it. It's called room sharing, isn't it? Something like that. And each room will go out for 400. But what I will do in that 400, I will make all bills inclusive. So I will pay for gas, I'll pay for electricity, I'll pay for Wi-Fi, I'll pay for water, I'll pay for council tax, if that applies or not. Everything's inclusive. Yeah. Okay. Is that permissible or not? If I say to you £400, including me covering your bills. So it's your bills, but I'll cover it. What do you guys think on that? There's actually 2 issues that I will say which is wrong with this. But let's see if you can find them. I've just given you a clue as to the answer that I'm looking for. Okay, so if a person says, I will rent you out my room, 400, all bills are included, the bills are under your name, etc. This is not permissible because there is uncertainty involved. And this is known as jahala that we talked about before. Or unclarity, should I say. Unclarity is probably a better word. Uncertainty is different. Unclarity. And the reason why is because this person is basically saying, I'm going to cover your bills. what are this person's bills? It could be £100, it could be £1,000. Second issue with this though is if a person is covering bills and he's saying, I'm going to pay for you on your behalf, things like Wi-Fi and things like that, how do you know that they're going to use it for halal? Quite often, these kind of things will probably be used for haram, really. So this kind of transaction is not permissible. If a person rents out a house or building or something or a car and says, listen, these are the conditions, you must use it in this particular manner, and then they use it for haram or they do haram in it, etc., that's got nothing to do with you. But here, as part of the contract, the person is basically saying here, come and live in the house, I will pay for everything on your bills, etc., including your Wi-Fi and everything. I'll pay for all of that. That is not permissible because there is clarity involved, and it's also impermissible because of the fact that he could be aiding ithm and udwan, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us not to do in Surah Ma'idah. Now, how does that differ from, I don't know, things like hotels? So when you go stay in the hotel, you pay, I don't know, £100 a night, £70 a night, maybe less or whatever it might be. That's all inclusive, isn't it? Because when you're paying for 100, you're paying for gas, electricity, and Wi-Fi and everything, and food and everything. This is different to that. And the reason why it's different is because when you're staying in a hotel, you are paying for those services as part of the price for you to stay there. It's different from the first one where the person is basically saying, these are your bills and I'm going to cover your bills for you. We don't know what your bills are going to entail, and that means that there is jahala involved. As for the hotel one, then it makes no real difference because what they're saying is we're providing you with everything. Come stay in our hotel. We've already got the water, we've already got the gas, we've got everything being provided to these rooms anyway. We've got food and all those kind of things. You'll be our guest, we'll feed you, etc. And we'll include all these services in the price that we're giving you. So those that you can see here now, in business, there could be a very, very fine difference, a fine line in the differences between the two, but it can then change the ruling. The point that we're making here, though, is that unclarity there. We can change that unclarity and we can basically say, listen, it used to be £400 for an all-inclusive room share, but we're going to drop that to £350 and we're going to take the bills out and you pay your own bills. That way, the unclarity is removed and the haram aspect is removed. And this is precisely the point that we're making here, which is that if something is haram in the transaction, this is of two types. Either it nullifies the transaction from its foundation, or it doesn't, as long as the transaction can be rectified. What are